All right, guys, welcome back to Not Ball Talk 301. It's your host, Dietrich here. Just give you a quick little message before this episode right here starts. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and support. Second of all, if you guys are tuning in, just go ahead and share it with your friends so they can see this great content also. Third of all, I just want to let you guys know what this episode today is going to be about. It's going to be a new segment called Not Ball Talk Interviews, and we're going to be gaining more insight of student athletes and athletes in general and picking their brains a little bit about their upbringing, different things they've been through, and advice they can give to the younger generation. If you guys got any ideas or anything you want to say, just let me know in the comment section down below. All right, welcome back to Not Ball Talk 301. It's your host here. Usually we talk about football, we talk about major basketball. Today I got something a little different for you guys. I'm going to be interviewing Colin Smalls, Mr. 6'2", 185 point guard from American University, currently averaging 45% from the field goal, 91 from the free throw line, 12 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 2 assists. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Appreciate you having me.
It's a pleasure. My pleasure. It's just good to have you on, giving the Not Ball Talk community a different insight, a different look. And, it's good to always have somebody from the hometown knowing, just you can tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your game.
Me, I would say I'm a gritty guard. I'm a defensive-minded guard. First off, like to really sit down on defense. Take pride in defending, guarding. Always stepping up to the challenge of guarding the opposing team's best players, stuff like that. And offensively, I can score the ball pretty much like a Swiss Army. I can score it, pass it, dribble, shoot it. I just pretty much do whatever it takes to win.
That's good. So the first question I got for you today is, who introduced you to the game and where did you get the love for the game from?
Who introduced me? Definitely my grandfather. So my pops was in the Army and he was deployed when I first started getting into sports. So I started started out playing football and then transitioned to basketball. And so my grandfather would take me out to this to a high school over by where he lives, and he would just go shoot on the court for hours, probably like 2, 3, 4 hours a day. Just practicing, dribbling with the left hand, starting off layups, stuff like that. All close range stuff, fundamental stuff. And from there, started watching basketball more. Got on some Pee Wee teams, played with Upper Marlboro Rec, some Upper Marlboro Community Center, the Mustangs. And pretty much got the love from there. Just kept growing. Just fell in love with the game.
That's perfect. So, what age did it really click for you? Is I want to be or I want to go D1 in basketball, or I want to take basketball real serious to where I want to make something out of it?
It's hard to put like an actual age on it, I would say, because I didn't know what offers or anything was until I got to about 8th grade. I didn't know like you had to like get scholarship offers to go play D1. So, but before that, I would probably say when I was in about 5th or 6th grade, when I started playing AAU basketball, that's when I really felt like I could really do something with basketball. I started like, getting with my trainers, different trainers, when you're young, it's funny, like I always tell like my teammates and like people I used to play with, like when you're younger, you can just, you can sit on the game all day on 2K and then go to practice and be good. But it comes a point in time where everybody's getting good. So you got to, put in the extra work, get in the gym, get your shots up, work on the body. And I would probably say that probably started around about 6th grade for me. Just started getting with the trainers and started getting with some more high level AAU teams, and pretty much I would say probably 6th grade.
Now, I'm glad you started talking about, off the court stuff, because, what I'm saying, one thing that we really want to focus on with the younger generation is balancing your student lifestyle and, of course, on-court lifestyle, too. How did you balance in that coming up, playing basketball and being a student at the same time?
It was pretty much instilled in me from a young age because my mother was a teacher. So she always preached to me, make sure you keep good grades, because that's going to ultimately like open more doors for you than basketball will, because the ball's gonna start bouncing at some point. So if you in your books, you make sure your grades good, you handle your business in the classroom, you're not gonna have any issues. So pretty much, like any other pretty much student would, make sure you get your homework done. It's like most of the time people will go outside or get on the game or something. Like you get your homework done, you go play the game, you go outside, play with your friends. I would get my homework done, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to work out. So it's pretty much that. I would like sit in aftercares and stuff. Make sure I got my homework done. So by the time it was time to go to practice, it was like just grab my bag, grab my shoes, grab the ball, and I'm out the door.
What advice could you give to the younger generation or people coming up right now trying to make it to, play basketball at a collegiate level that's, having a little bit of troubles balancing their student lifestyle and basketball or any sport at a young age right now?
I would say pretty much just like block out all distractions. Because when you're in high school, when you're in middle school, a lot of the stuff that you're doing, a lot of stuff that you're into doesn't really matter if you have a goal in mind. Like get into a D1 level or just college basketball in general, college sport in general. It's gonna take a lot of sacrifice. Like I remember me coming up, I wasn't going to like parties and stuff. I wasn't hanging out on the weekends, going to the mall all the time with my friends, going to the movies or whatever, Dave and Buster's, whatever kids are doing now. I was pretty much always locked in, focus on the grind and getting in the gym and stuff like that. Of course, it's good to have balance. Like you can't be robotic and you can't I mean, you can. It works for some people. It just didn't work for me. But I didn't really need too much outside. I want to call it outside interaction, but I didn't really need too much of that other stuff. I was pretty much focused. I had a goal in mind. I was like, I don't want my parents to have to pay for college, have to come out of pocket. So I was staying in the gym, just staying focused. And in terms of schoolwork, I would probably say, don't be afraid to ask for help. Some people may not have the resources or may not be able to complete assignments, so stuff may come tricky to some people. But there's people out there that want to help you, and there's people in place that it's their job to, to make sure you're on track. So I would say take advantage of your resources wherever you're at. So you make sure you stay on top of your grades. So when it comes to basketball, that's what you can put your focus on.
100%. And another thing, with being an athlete in general, not even basketball or anything in general, being somebody who's very determined, you're always going to face adversity. So,
For sure.
basketball injuries happen a lot to a lot of different people in their career. You face some injuries yourself. What advice could you give, anybody or again a younger generation, as we love to pull back to the younger generation, that, may face adversity, even if it's injury or just adversity in general when it comes to something they want to do on the court or off the court?
I would say do your best to stay grounded. If you're big in your faith, me personally, I'm big in my faith. So definitely prayers, you just got to stay level headed and pretty much take stuff day by day. You can't look back on the past. You can't look too far ahead in the future. You really just got to be where your feet are. I had a teammate, Stacy Beckton. He plays overseas now, but he left. When he graduated, he made sure to always tell me to be where my feet are. 'Cause I'm the type of person I kind of like look forward to the next thing, or I'll kind of sometimes dwell on what happened in the past. So he told me to be where my feet are, and I pretty much kept that mindset ever since then. Ever since he told me that. So if you can do that, I feel like you'll be able to deal with adversity pretty well. And I will also say just have a good circle around you. I feel like I have a good circle around me, my parents, my friends, coaches, teammates, everybody, everybody looks out for each other, so just lean on your people, stay grounded, and if you're religious, stay on your faith. Those would probably be the three biggest things I would say to deal with adversity.
I love that answer for sure. And I'm gonna dial it back a little bit to what you saying, how you got to where you are, you fell in love with the grind, you stayed focused. What's something you could kind of give to the people that needs help with that needs help believing in themselves, developing their skill set and their mindset as it comes to being a student athlete on the court and especially off the court, as like you said, you're big on the school books and like you said, the ball gotta stop dribbling one day. So what can you give back to the people in that type of situation?
In terms of mindset, I would say it's good to have, when you're a student athlete, you got to have duality. You got to be able to get it done in the classroom. You got to be able to transition that mindset and get it done in the court. But I always tell the younger players that I interact with, like when I go back to gyms and stuff, or go back to my high school or middle school, I always tell them, um, take take that competitiveness you have on the court and apply it to the classroom. Like I had an exam not too long ago, and in my master's class, and I told my classmates, I was like, hey y'all, I'm about to set the curve for this exam, so y'all fall in line. And I ended up with one of the highest grades in the class, probably like the second highest grade in the class on that exam. So if you can really take that competitiveness from the court or the field and apply it in the classroom, you'll be just as good.
I definitely agree with that. And what's one thing that how do you what is your way of keeping your mental strong and keeping as like a lot of athletes have nowadays a short-term memory when it comes to playing a game of basketball. As mistakes gonna happen during the game. Nobody's perfect, of course, when they're playing this game of basketball. But how can you keep your mental strong or what do you do personally to have a strong mental and to stay, on top of your toes?
I feel like to have a strong mental, it really goes with your preparation. You know, I had a coach. He told me one time, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you prepare well, once you get into those moments, when the lights is bright and you have to like make a big play, it's like it's gonna come second nature. You're not gonna be nervous or anything. But in terms of like short term memory, when you're gonna have bad games. Like you're not gonna make every shot, but you got to understand that. Like you're not gonna shoot 100% from the field every game. You're not gonna go a whole season with no turnovers. As much as you would like to do that, as much as great as that sounds, like it's the game. Like you're gonna miss shots. You're gonna turn up all over. You're gonna have bad games. But if you prepare well enough and prepare the right way, then you're gonna limit those. You're gonna limit those mistakes. You're gonna limit those bad games. But if they do arise, it's just like you said, short term memory. Well, our coach now, Coach Simp, he always preaches a reset mindset. Like he gives us like probably 12 to 24 hours after a game to like digest the game, take down the film, and then you got to be on to the next game. You can't dwell on a good win. You can't let an opponent beat yourself. You can't let an opponent beat you twice. What he means by that is you can't let the mistakes from last game be on your head so long that you letting that affect how you play in the next game, because you got to go into that game with the right mindset. You got to go into that game with confidence and things of that nature, so you can just get the job done day in and day out.
Nah, most definitely. I like that. You said reset the mindset. I like that.
Mhm.
Now we focus on more so on Colin Small himself. In your opinion, what is some of your biggest accomplishments or some of your proudest moments to you personally?
Um, I would say my biggest accomplishment, definitely graduating. That was a big moment for me. Because throughout college, it's like you got your ebbs and flows, and just crossing that stage. It just meant a lot to me, because my parents was big on me getting my degree. So I was able to get that for them, and then I'm on my way to my second degree now, my master's degree. So that's gonna be another thing I'm looking forward to. And then basketball wise, I would probably say biggest accomplishment basketball wise so far will probably winning a league championship in high school my senior year. It would have been nice to win a state championship at Wise, but things don't work out that way all the time. But definitely happy to be able to get one before I finish high school.
Now I'm definitely glad you brung up the championship that you got with your high school. It's a rumor that you guys was 24-4. And of course,
Yeah.
it's the first championship that you guys won since 2015. Can you tell us a little bit more about that in that season right there?
That was really a great season, really, because we had all the pieces we needed. Um, I'd be lying if I said we all stayed healthy, because a lot of people don't know, I played majority of that season hurt, but I was still able to, do a little something in those games to get us to where we needed to be. But that was just a special season. Everybody had good camaraderie. Everybody had good chemistry on the court. So it's pretty. We handled business really. Like we were projected to win. We went out and did just that. So I was happy with the outcome of that season. So it was a good year for us. Hopefully they can. I go always go back to watch their games when I can. So hopefully they can get another one soon.
I definitely like that. Now, dialing more into like I said, accomplishments you got. You were awarded first team All American. I mean, first team All Conference 2 times. DMV Elite All Maryland Honorable Mention, and you scored roughly 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists your junior year, and topped it off with a better senior year. Like you said, the team was real big in that championship run. What does teamwork mean to you, and like what is a foundation of a team and trust mean to you, especially during a run like that, especially when you're trying to win a championship?
I feel like a lot of it comes down to chemistry, and a lot of it comes down to leadership. I feel like good teams don't win if they have poor leadership, and you got to see that the leadership has to come from. It can come from anywhere, but it'd be great if it came from the upperclassmen, and it's great if the leadership comes from the players. Player-led team is always better than the coach-led team. So I feel like in that case, we had the two seniors on that team was myself and another player, Spencer Hayes. Um, we had great leadership on that team. Really, everybody's making sure people are where they need to be, whether it's on the court or off. Like if they're messing around in the classroom, because we had a lot of freshmen on that team too. So the freshmen, they coming from middle school, and they was on varsity, so they get a little distracted a little easily. So making sure they're on track. And then when you trust each other off the court, on the court it's gonna show. And that's what it did. Like in terms of defense, like we defended pretty well, but I would say it's like say somebody gets beat, you know your brother's behind you to have your help side. You know your brother's gonna make that extra pass to you when he needs to. So I would definitely say what made that team special and what made that team click was the leadership and the chemistry that we had. Aside from good coaching as well, of course.
Definitely, definitely always got to pay tribute to the coaches.
Hmm.
Now, onto your AAU career, it was on record that you played for Team Durant and a couple other AAU programs. What other AAU programs was you playing with at the time?
Very first team was Marlboro Select. It was pretty much like a travel team for the Marlboro Mustangs organization. That was coached by Coach Carlton. Shout out Coach Carlton. After that, played for who was First Baptist Church of Glenarden. They have an AAU program. I played for them for a couple years, and then I ran with them. I ran with Bump and Run, the district basketball club. I can't remember what circuit they're on now. When I played, there was on the Adidas circuit, and then from Bump and Run, I went over to Team Durant when I got to high school.
Perfect. So, how can you, in your opinion, how has AAU helped you transfer to your collegiate career, and what experiences did you gain from it? And can you give us a little bit more insight, plan wise, and what did you gain from it?
Of course. So AAU, I would say my biggest takeaway from AAU was you got to be ready to play anybody for real. Um, like growing up, like I was growing up like the Marlboro Selects, the First Baptist team, Bump and Run, the district. We were pretty much like I don't want to say the little guys on the block, but we were teams that were kind of like starting out. So we would still face all the bigger teams that you heard of, like New York Gauchos, Team Takeover, DC Premier. All those teams they got like all the ranked kids and stuff like that. And then we're playing the travel tournament, so we're playing the best teams from every state in the country. So when you run on a circuit like that, you're playing against a lot of competition. You're playing against a lot of good players, a lot of good guys. So I would say you got to be ready for anything that those teams throw at you, whether it's a diamond full court press at 7 in the morning, or a 2-3 zone, or a team that got all shooters and you got to close out on everybody, and they got one point guard that's creating and everybody else is spaced out, just knocking jumpers down. Um, so yeah, that was early on, and then when I got to the high school Team Durant, I played Team Durant's on the URBL circuit, the Nike circuit, and you probably know who runs on that circuit. My year, who was on that circuit, Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, Jalen Green, Sharif Cooper, Brandon
Brandon
Boston.
Boston, yeah, that whole group
Yeah, it
right
was it was
there.
all those guys. So you got to be ready. That's what I would say to that. But AU, AU, I definitely it puts a. I don't know how much now because I don't really watch too much AAU now. I feel like AAU now is a lot. It's for a lot of like social media. It's for videos and stuff like that. But I would say when I was playing, it was like you had to really get gritty in AAU. And then you also competing for minutes on your team yourself, because teams like that, the Team Durants, the Team Takeovers, Premiers, New World, like it's a collection of the best players in the area. So it's like you gotta compete for minutes on those teams as well. So it's like I would definitely say from AAU, it's definitely a competition thing. You just gotta be ready to compete at every level, practice, games. So that's what I would say to that.
So still focusing on your AU career right now, how did you adjust really when it came to, like you said, having to compete for minutes, facing players that were nationally ranked, some future NBA players and stuff like that? How did you adjust as a player, and how did you adjust mindset wise, and how you had to attack the game differently from other people, knowing that some of them may had already had a head start, or some may say an advantage, but of course in your eyes it's never nobody's advantage. Everybody has to bleed. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. I feel like I was able to adjust pretty well to the AAU space and on those teams because high school coaches growing up, they always gonna tell you once you get to college, none of the stuff you did in AAU or high school is not gonna matter. So it's pretty much like you got to learn how to play with other good guys. And I'm fortunate enough to play with a lot of great players. Darius Maddox at George Mason, Ish Leggett, Earl Timberlake, Ace Baldwin, guys like that. So where can I fit in? You know what I mean? And I was able to fit in pretty well. And I feel like that carried over to the college ranks. You know, you come in as a freshman, you got guys that's already established. You're gonna have your sophomore, juniors, seniors, and you got some dudes coming back for their fifth year, they got extra eligibility. So you're playing against older guys. So you just gotta be able to adapt well and adapt pretty fast if you want to see the floor. And fortunately I was able to do that. So it kind of transferred pretty well from AAU to college, and then when you play on a circuit like the URBL, you see a lot of different coverages. You see a lot of talent. So I would say to that, like I always say, anything that I've seen in college for the most part, I pretty much in terms of like individual talent, I've seen it on the AU circuit before. So it's like coming to these college games, it's like of course my preparation. I'm always comfortable with my preparation. I prepare pretty well for the games and season stuff like that. But it's like it's nothing I haven't seen before when I get into these college games. I've guarded like All Americans, future NBA players. So it's just a mindset thing.
And like you said, when you get to college, none of the stuff you did in high school or AU really matters. It's a fresh start. So when you got to your college as a freshman, what was your mindset like, knowing you still basically have a chip on your shoulder after you just won a championship, knowing that everybody, the school you just got to, don't really, we don't want to say don't really care, but don't really care what you did previously in any of the basketball stuff. It was a fresh start. You got to come and do the same thing, work again. What was your mindset like, and what could you give players who's going through that transition right now and going through that transition in the future?
You kind of said it in your question. You just got to come in with a chip on your shoulder, like you have something to prove. My mindset was like everything I did in high school, it doesn't matter. Like all those accolades, all those awards, like nobody's gonna care. Like once you get in those practices, it's not like the upperclassmen gonna be like, oh, he won first team all conference in his high school. I'm scared of him. Like they're gonna go at you just how you gotta go at them. So you just got to make sure you got your mind on straight, and you got to understand that nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to go earn it. You got to go take it. Whether it's minutes, playing time, shots, like you just got to go earn it. So yeah, when for I would say to people coming into college, freshmen coming into college, you just gotta stay in the gym, stay locked in, stay focused, and you gotta be ready to work, because those upperclassmen definitely gonna push you. I remember me coming in, we had Jameer Harris, he plays overseas now, and Stacy Beckton. And in high school, my thing was I would break down my defender 1-on-1 and get to the mid range. I remember my first time I tried to break down my defender 1-on-1 and 5-on-5. Stacy came and swatted my mid range shot out of bounds. So it's like they're not gonna care. You just gotta adapt, and you gotta try to adapt as fast as possible. If we want to see the floor. So that was probably one of my biggest goals of my freshman year. Just wanted to go out there and get some minutes. Because a lot of some coaches, they don't even like to play freshmen because they don't see they can bring value. They bring them in because they wanna develop them into what they know they can become. That's why they recruit them, so they can be ready as their college career goes on. But when I came in, I want to see minutes immediately. So I was a sponge to all the knowledge, all the offense, the defensive coverages, watching other games, watching other teams, and pretty much just wrap my mind around basketball so I could see the floor and have a good college career.
Now you're basically transitioning it for me, because next thing I really was going to ask you, like, what's your experience like in a college practice? How is it different in any preparation that you've seen before? But mainly, give us a day in the life of an American University college practice.
During the life. So I'll take preseason for example, because those practices are pretty intense. So we'll come in. You come in around. I try to get to the gym about like an hour or two, hour 30 or two before practice even starts. I like to go to the training room, get my treatment. Stretch out, roll out, maybe get on the bike, stuff like that. Then try to hit the court. For me, I've got in a routine where I work on ball handling, tighten up my ball handling, make sure everything's on point, make sure that it's on a string before practice even starts. Um, do that. Then we huddle up, then we stretch as a team, then we start ball handling. Then we do some like more full court drills to warm up, and then we're right into like what we need to work on, whether it's our ball stream coverages, whether it's rebounding drills, um, what else will we do? Um, rotation. We run shell. You're gonna have shell drill on every level of basketball you play on. Like I was watching Starting Five on Netflix the other day, and LeBron said he's still doing shell drill. So we do shell. You may have some 3-on-3 work, 1-on-1 work, breakdown stuff. Then you play, and then maybe get some conditioning at the end, or conditioning sprinkled in between. But for the most part, college practice is super intense. Like you got to be ready every single day because somebody behind you, somebody behind you is ready to take your minutes. You just got to be ready every day. And the coach is gonna push you too. A good coaching staff definitely gonna push you. Like if the player's not pushing you in practice, the coach is definitely gonna push you. They're gonna put you in adverse situations in practice, so when they arise in the game, you and your teammates know how to deal with them. That's what I feel like my coaching staff now does a great job of that. Like we do a lot of situational stuff. Like we'll be down. They'll put like one group down like maybe like 8 points, 4 minutes left. Put the team down like 5 points. Down 3, 50 seconds to go, and your goal is to win the drill. You don't win the drill, you on the baseline, you're running. And somebody like me, I like to talk trash in practice. Like if you're on the baseline, I'm gonna make sure you know you're on the baseline. So it's like you better win that drill.
I definitely love that too. So now, as we get into our last couple of questions, what made you choose American University, and why did you think it was a perfect fit to you coming out of high school, and how has it developed you as a student athlete?
I would say the biggest thing was where can I go and where can I play right away. I had a couple other offers. Had a lot of interest from a few different schools, but ultimately American. They had a guard. My guy Saeed Nelson is playing overseas as well. Um, he was graduating, and they didn't have any other point guards on the roster, so it just made sense to go there. I'm gonna be close to home. They had my major, so pretty much a no brainer in terms of committing. Um, and my fault. What was the second part of the question?
How do you feel like they developed you as a student athlete?
Oh yeah, American is a high academic school, and the Patriot everybody in the Patriot League is high academic schools. A lot of people say that like you have your Ivy League schools, but the Patriot League is pretty much like right under that. So I think as a student athlete, it's I definitely help with the balance. You still get great development here, um, and then on the school side, and we also play a great non-conference schedule, and we're in a good conference as well. Then on the school side, Koga School of Business is one of the best business schools in the nation. So coming here to get my business degree, pursuing another one for my master's. Definitely a great experience. A lot of resources, a lot of people that want to help you. Like I was saying earlier, and then insane network. You're in DC. A lot of networking opportunities. I've had the opportunity to network with people in various industries from various companies. So, um, yeah, American University has been a great experience, both basketball and academically.
Now, in your opinion, who is the toughest person that you had to guard, the toughest person that guarded you, and probably like your toughest teammate? Who you think was either like your tough, not I wouldn't say toughest teammate, but probably like your most skilled teammate that you probably played with.
Um, Off the top of my head, like you may not know who this is, because like I told you, I played on the EYBL circuit against like Jalen Green, Kay Cunningham, Evan Mobley, guys like that. But it was a guard. He went to McDonough High School. His name's Noah Locke. He went to Florida. He went to Florida, Providence, and I think Louisville in college. But because so when I was at Wise, I didn't play that much. I was a freshman. I transferred to St. Andrews my sophomore year, and our first scrimmage was against McDonough. And I'm not gonna lie, he lit me up. I'm not gonna lie, he definitely lit me up. Like I knew he was ranked or whatever, but like coming from PG County, it's like you're not scared of nobody. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna play him how I play anybody else. But no, he was different. Like step back threes. Like actually it was all threes too. Like he wasn't even taking layups, it was all threes. And it was off the dribble too. So that's yeah, it was just a little
Buckets.
it was buckets that day, I'm not gonna lie. Um Hardest player that or player who covered me the best, I would say You might know him, Brent Pegram. He was the point guard at Wise my
Yeah,
freshman year, yeah.
I
Because it was
yeah.
Brent was a dog on both sides of the ball, but especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I was the pretty much a scout team point guard, so I had to go against him like every day in as freshman year, and that was starting as an eighth grader. Like I was going from Madison to coach would pick me up from James Madison and take me to the Wise summer workouts and playing against Brent, one on ones and stuff like that. Like he was definitely the player that guarded me the toughest. But I will say I definitely learned a lot from him on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like I could credit him for a lot of the way I play defense now. Somebody actually just told me that recently. Coach from Wise, Coach Pep Robinson, just told me he was like, yeah, we got to get Brent 20 games. You definitely took defense up after him. So definitely got to get him in the gym and watch you play. And then you said most skilled teammate.
What skilled teammate or part of your toughest teammate in your opinion? Like who you know is just like that. You could maybe even say was better than you in your opinion if you think they was better than you.
Yeah, I'm a shoot it straight. It's kind of hard. Great. I played with a lot of skilled teammates. I would probably say definitely my toughest teammates is definitely from my team Durant team. Um, definitely I'll give you that's tough. One off the top of my head, Stacy Beckton. Stacy was a dog on both sides of the ball. He played defense like a defensive back. So it's like you throw the ball like in his area, it's not making it through, it's going the other way. He's probably gonna go down and dunk it. So he was definitely really good. I would say Darius was really good. Darius can do stuff with the ball and the way he moved. Darius Maddox at George Mason, he can do stuff with the ball that it's like, how are you doing it? And we was in high school. It's like, how are you doing this at such a young age? Like, we was probably like 15, 16 years old, and I've seen him do some crazy stuff. I'll probably say, I'll give you a couple honorable mention. Ace Baldwin at Penn State, Earl Timberlake, he's at Bryan now.
Yeah, he's tough. He's
Yeah.
he's tough.
It's Leggett at Pitt. And then I would say Mike Spate. You probably know Mike too. He was at Wise. Those probably my honorable mention. So
That's good. That's a good couple of names in there for sure. And the
yeah.
last two questions I got for you is, of course, we gotta get to know you a little bit better. Your pregame music, or what's your go to song or your go to artist, favorite or best basketball shoe in your opinion, basketball goat, and then what is your go to bucket move when you need a bucket?
Um, let's start with the music. In my playlist, I don't really have a particular playlist. It's pretty much what I'm feeling that day. I like to go with music that's like kind of got some motivation behind it or some music that I can relate to in some sort of way. Right now I've been listening to a lot of the new Smoke Chapo tape,
Yes,
uh
sir.
YG Tech, who else? I listen to a lot of Rallo. Um, those probably my main three right now for pregame playlists or pregame music. Um, in terms of artists in general, um, uh, I'll be listening to Lil Baby. Big Lucky and V's fan. I went to both their shows, really good shows.
Mm,
Future, of course. Who else? Rollo, I said Rollo. Uh, Lil Dirt. Stuff like that. Yeah, I pretty much listen to anything really. As long as it's like not too crazy and not like I really I like I don't want to say chill, but I don't like the head banging music like
the rowdy noise and all
yeah,
that.
I can't I'm getting a little older. I can't do that no more.
I got you. I got you. Now, what's your favorite basketball shoe or the best basketball shoe of all time, in your opinion?
Favorite basketball shoe looks wise I'm gonna go KD4. I was always in love with the KD4. I just got another pair. I picked up the Pearls not too long ago.
Great
Um
answer.
mhm. Um, in terms of like feel, I'd probably say the Kobe's. Growing up, I had a couple pairs of Kobe's. I would definitely say the Kobe's. I don't know which number though. sneaky might say the 9 lows. A lot of people say the 8, but I think the 9 lows might give him some bump.
That's different. I ain't never heard nobody say the 9 lows before. That's actually different. I ain't
Yeah,
never
because
heard nobody say that.
is it the 9? It might be the 10 lows. Whichever ones. It was like
The
a
high
pink.
top.
Yeah, no, it was pink. I had a pink pair. It was called like the Mamba Curios. It was kind of like they was based off of soccer, like a soccer shoe,
I
like
know
an
you're
indoor
talking about.
soccer shoe. You probably
Yeah, I know.
seen them, but yeah, I think Malik Monk used to wear them a lot, and De'Aaron Fox when they was wearing Nikes.
Now,
But
who is your basketball GOAT?
my basketball goat, I'm gonna say Jordan because I'm gonna say Jordan only because Jordan stopped other greats from getting rings.
Okay.
Like you can talk numbers, you can talk like actually I don't really like talking numbers. But Jordan has the numbers, LeBron has the numbers too, but it's like look at the eye test. Like you always gotta trust your eyes. Jordan was stopping other goats, or not other goats, other great players from getting rings. That's why you see on what's call it, like Chuck and Shaq always arguing, oh I got a ring, you don't got a ring.
I
Jordan
said Jordan.
Jordan kept Barkley from a ring. So of course other people got him, but LeBron, I feel like it's LeBron, like everybody get a ring around LeBron.
Okay, I could understand that there a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, last, what's your go-to bucket move when you need a bucket in doubt? Coach tell you go get one. We need you. What's your go-to move? I don't want to get nobody a scouting
Yeah,
report, but
I can't give you a scout like that, but I'm not gonna give you the go to, but a move I
what's
like to
something
get to.
nobody can stop you from doing though?
Oh, something nobody can stop. I'm gonna get to a double tween, like a tween hezzy pull on the left side. Like
Okay,
if you
okay,
see me in open runs, like it's going in and you can't stop
right.
it. Because if you try and stop it, I'm gonna hazy you and still step back again and get to another 3. So
I
yeah.
feel that. I feel that. Now, the last thing I got for you today before you go. Now, what can the people expect from Colin Smalls at American University this year?
Um, Me personally, I'm gonna just go out every game and compete. I don't know what the future holds for me in terms of basketball. My last year eligibility, so I'm gonna play every game like it's my last game. In terms of the team, like we just gonna go out there. We're gonna be gritty. We're gonna give everybody our best shot. And ultimately, we want to win the Patriot League championship. So we're gonna play like it. We got the mindset. We got the group of guys. Everybody healthy. So we're gonna try and get it done this year.
That's all I got for you today, Mr. Colin. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. It's Not Ball Talk 301 signing out.
He passed me the ball. He never passed me the ball.